I see a lot of people trying to get rid of thoughts from their past that hurt them or traumatizes them to even think about, and I often don't agree with doing that. I genuinely believe that there's always something to learn from either good or bad things that's happened in your life, and most times you're going to learn lessons more from bad things happening in your life than the good. I don't want to give examples, and to be honest, I haven't had a tough childhood, a tough upbringing, nothing. I've had no problems, close to no problems while growing up. But there has been a couple of moments here and there where, it's honestly even scary to think about that I was in that position. And I'm not going to talk about that here, but the point is, I'm not trying to forget that. I'm not trying to forget that moment because I know that moment is the reason I am the person I am today. I remember there was one, I'll give you one example. In 2022, I used to go for walks at literally 4:30 a.m. in the morning, 4:35 a.m. Don't ask me why I did that. And there was this one time I went and bunch of guys come out of nowhere with the freaking scooter and they start asking for money. And I honestly I'm scared. And eventually nothing much happens, whatever, life moves on. And the next day I wake up and I'm really debating if I want to go out again. And I did. Because I realized that, look, if I don't go, it's not going to help me in any way. That fear is still going to be there. The only way I'm going to be able to get rid of that fear is by actually going and facing that situation again. And that situation did not happen again, but I did force myself to go again the very next day. And that's just a very tiny example, but it is an example nonetheless that you can't run away from your problems, because those problems or whatever you eventually faced at some point in your life that you may not, that wasn't the most pleasant feeling or ever, you will have to face it eventually at some point. And when you face it again, you're not going to know how to deal with it. So you might as well actually go and face it head on instead of running away from it. Running away from whatever that's happened to you, that's not been great in the past is never going to help. It's Trust me, every bad thing happens for a reason. Try and learn from it than actually running away and trying to ignore it and push it out of your head. I am a person that believes that nothing happens without a reason. Nothing bad can happen, especially bad things, right? Especially bad things won't happen to you without a reason. If there's a bad thing, if you learn from it, eventually a good thing will come out of it. If you don't learn from it and you just ignore and run away from it, that thing will keep happening to you eventually again and again in your life. And when it does happen, you're not going to know how to freaking face with it. You're not going to know how to deal with it. So stop forcing yourself to forget those memories. I know it's not pleasant to think about. You don't have to think about them, but try and learn from them and actually make sure you get the most out of it, because there's always a lesson to learn. And the next time a situation like that comes up, you will definitely know how to freaking deal with it better than you did before. So stop running away from yeah.